Jess, it seemed like you guys were able to find a little bit more of an offensive flow after the first quarter. What do you guys kind of attribute that to, or how are you guys able to maybe flip that switch a little bit?
We really in the first quarter we weren't hitting shots, so I just feel like in the second quarter we got more comfortable and we just started hitting shots.
And just quick follow up, it seemed like you guys really tried to hit the interior a little bit more in the second quarter and going forward. Was that something you guys had game planned a little bit, or was that just something you guys were seeing?
That's always the game plan. Coach McCray always wants the ball to go inside. It's just last game they disrespected us and left them open, so they hit shots. So yeah.
If you have any questions, please put your name in the chat and I'll call on you. Up next, we'll go to Tyler Horka.
Hey, Jess, I know it's early and this season's been a little strange, but do you guys feel like you have found your identity yet? And if so, what do you think it is, or what do you think it will be?
Um, I feel like we're still working on that, honestly. So yeah.
Up next, we'll go to John Sokoloff.
Kind of similar to what Tyler just asked there, but is there a certain point that you guys want to be at right as conference play starts, and how close would you guys say that you are to that point if there is a certain level you guys want to be playing at by that time?
We're just working on getting better each game, honestly, and we're trying to just finish tomorrow, like not tomorrow, but finish Sunday and everything else with a good win, I guess.
Anything else for Jessica? We'll go back to John.
Is it kind of hard to assess how you guys are playing when you just kind of blow out these teams? Like, obviously, despite the USF game, you guys have blown out everyone else you essentially played. I mean, is it kind of hard to, kind of see like how you guys are performing as a team when the margin is that big?
I think that we don't just look to go into every game to just blow them out. I think we take every team like that's a serious game. So I feel like we just work hard and play as hard as we can with each team.
By another game with 0 turnovers. I know it sounds like a really simple question, but how do you go out there and protect the ball so well? And what are you seeing? What are you doing to make sure that you're doing that?
I think all of this starts in practice. Coach McCray, Coach Britt, which is my position coach, we just talk about turnovers, having no turnovers. And that's something that I've talked to Coach McCray about, not having any turnovers in practice as well. And so I think that me taking care of the ball in practice against our practice guys, I feel like I just go to practice, work on that, and then it just reflects in the game. But just getting good and clean looks in the game. It's always my goal to go into a game with 0 turnovers, always. So that's just something I take with much pride.
And then just a quick follow-up to that. As a team, you guys reached double digits in turnovers again. Is there something that you can do to, obviously you're really good at protecting the ball. Like how do you, get your teammates to kind of follow in those footsteps and make sure that they're protecting the ball really well as well?
I think just telling them that it starts in practice as well. And then I think some of the turnovers are coming from some of our younger players. And so I feel like they're just getting, just used to the speed, just making good decisions, seeing where everybody is and things like that. But it all starts in practice. And once everybody take good pride of that in practice, and then I feel like it will reflect in the game.
Next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
It seemed like you guys really turned it on in the second quarter, maybe saw a few more shots fall. I guess, what did you kind of attribute that to? Was there any kind of adjustment you guys made, or was it literally just a matter of seeing a few shots go down?
Right. Honestly speaking, I feel like that we got off to a very slow start. And it wasn't that we weren't prepared. The coaches did a wonderful job with the scout. Like, we knew everything that they were doing, but we need to take more pride into starting games off better with more energy. I feel like that had something to do with it, but second quarter, I feel like we saw where the Mitchell branches were, which is in transition and then getting into the post and having, just a post presence, whether it's driving and making layups or just getting it to our post players.
All right, next we're going to go to John Sokoloff.
Do you guys have like a certain kind of place you want to be at as a team, like heading into conference play? And if so, do you think you guys are close to it with only one game remaining in the non-con slate before you guys go to Athens?
Definitely not. I feel like this team has so much more to work on. That's something where we've been doing, like I said, in practice every day. It's a battle every day in practice. I feel like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we need to work on. We just take it game by game, like Jess said, and attack each game. But everything's new. We're just trusting the process, just keep trying to get better and just see where it takes us.
And a quick follow up to that, the last one for me. How much of like a high standard do you guys hold yourselves to? Like, what's like the mood in the locker room after a win like tonight? Are you like, and how kind of is everyone feeling after a game like tonight?
We're very happy for the win. I mean, we always celebrate our wins, but we also look in the mirror and see that we did a lot of things out there that wasn't like us, that we've talked about and worked on. So we definitely have a lot of film that, of course, the coach is going to show us that we need to work on. And so we got the win. We're happy for the win, but we need to move on and focus on our next opponent and just getting better at things that we didn't do good in the game.
All right, last question from Maya is going to be Joel Coleman.
When things weren't going, it's great for you guys in the first quarter. I know Jess, I think she made 3 baskets, I believe, in the first quarter. At least a couple of them, I think, were off assists from you. Just how much of a, I guess, calming presence or how crucial is that to you guys, even when things aren't going well? You can get the ball downloaded to Jess, and she can kind of keep you guys afloat, and then, of course, ends up with a double-double, too. But just how big has she been?
Jess been really good for us. She's maturing a lot. She's a very wonderful player. She's a big presence on our team. And when she's calm and she's getting those easy buckets, then it's just, like you said, it's a calming effect for the team. So Jess has been working really hard. And as guards, we've been working hard, too, trying to get her the ball, get her easy looks. And Coach do a great job of good, play calls as well to get those looks. But she's been working really hard, and she's getting really, really better. Much better.
Well, first of all, glad that we got the win. We know that Southern is a team that's going to play extremely hard, play very physical. They just have no quit in them. I just reminded our team that they played here. They were an NCAA tournament team. They came here and they played here. So this coach is very familiar with playing on this floor. There's some positives that we take. We're just trying to get better every game. The one thing that stuck out for me was our ability to guard dribble penetration, and we got to be better at that. They are an aggressive team, so we needed to keep them in front of us, and that was the game plan because we knew they wanted to drive on us. And then just knowing personnel, getting better at that, knowing personnel. But, I thought, again, shot the ball pretty well, and we got off to a slow start. So we don't want to start slow. We know we cannot start slow, especially going into SEC play on the road. We got to be ready to start, games better. Again, I thought we shared the ball for the most part. 62 points in the paint. I think you kind of talked about our identity. We want to go inside out, and that's through post touches, through drives. So we want to do that. But hats off to Southern. They took away our transition game. They pressured us in the half court, and we didn't execute as well as I would have liked. Especially since we placed a lot, been facing a lot of zone and passive defenses. But we withstand. We came away with the win, and we're definitely thankful.
Up first, we'll go to John Sokoloff.
Nikki, what kind of was it? I know you mentioned it briefly there, but can you get into kind of specifics with what your team was able to do to be able to pull away like you did after that first quarter?
I thought we executed in the second half. I thought we got the ball inside. Clearly there was a mismatch, and we wanted to kind of dissect how we wanted to get the ball inside. So we had to move the ball from side to side to get just some looks or to get a dribble penetration. I thought Rakia didn't settle as much, in the second half. She was able to get, inside the paint a little bit more so and have some aggressive moves at the basket.
Up next, we'll go to Ben Portnoy.
Nikki, I guess you kind of touched on it there, but in terms of the first quarter and what you saw in terms of the flip switching, I think you guys shot about 60% from the first quarter on. Was it a matter of just seeing some shots get down, getting a few cleaner looks, or what do you kind of attribute it to?
I thought it was their defense. They were very physical with us, and I addressed it. I said, they're pushing us all over the place. Get to your spots. Stop settling. I thought we settled with some jumpers right there in the paint, and we were missing easy shots in the paint. And we know we got to be pretty efficient in the paint. A goal of ours is to be 55 to 60% in that circle, and we were not. But then we I addressed that at the second half. I addressed it in the second quarter, and I thought we adjusted, and we started making those easy plays.
And quick follow-up, I think you guys were able to outread them by about 10 or 15, give or take. I guess in terms of just what you've seen the last few games,
Yeah.
how encouraging is that to see them respond, at least in that capacity?
I thought it was good. But I thought Southern didn't really go to the boards. They stopped our transition. They sent people back. They had one person go, and they sent people back. So, but that was good that, we were able to get back. We had to read a little bit more in transition, and we were able to get Jess the ball because they had to come out and guard us on the perimeter.
Up next, we'll go to Chris Bolton. Chris, you there?
Hey, Nikki, sorry about that. What's the biggest thing you want to see from this team as you near conference play?
I want us to have more pride on the defensive end, because I'm a defensive player. I was a defensive player. That's where it all started for me. And I think that's the personality that we have to get. I tell our team we're holding teams to 31%, but we're a much better defensive team than what we're showing, and that starts with the mentality. And we got to have a defensive mentality. We got to be more aggressive. I'm trying to figure out, what players can really do that for me. Because I probably need to make an adjustment if you can't defend, because it's critical. It's going to be critical for us in SEC play. But we have to have that mentality. I can guard somebody for 25 seconds and I can rebound. Those things have to become automatic for us.
Up next, we'll go to Tyler Horka.
Nikki, you mentioned the mismatch, and obviously there's been quite a few of those for y'all in the early going here. And I know you can't do anything about the other team's roster, but you did mention SEC play coming up as well. I'm just wondering, how prepared do you think players like Sydney and Jess and even Rakia are for the physicality of the SEC and what you expect to see once that gets going?
Well, I think we got to get better, because tonight was an indication. South Florida was an indication with how physical they were with our post players. We got to embrace contact because the SEC is faster, it's big, it's physical, and they know that. So we're going to rely heavily on them, to embrace that on the offensive end, but it has to start on the defensive end. We have to be just as physical.